is sales a natural gift for you? I mean, did you know that like you had that gift, growing up, or did you just kind of learn it from just, being in the car business and just got really good at it?
So I've always had a passion for cars. Again, I go to the drivers of what's comfortable.
Yeah.
Um, that was the thing with car sales. I'm like, listen, I'm a woman. I knew every coefficient of drag to every car. I'm a woman. I got tested on. I was the product knowledge queen because everyone tested me because they couldn't believe that this, tall, loud blonde might know what she's talking about. So so it was comfortable for me. And when you're comfortable with something and you're passionate about something, it's very easy to talk about.
Yeah.
And it's hard to shut me up. So that's where I knew. I didn't know I was good at that at the time. I just knew I loved being around cars. I loved everything about them. And so I aligned myself with products that were very heavily involved in training and product knowledge, because you can get through anything as long as you understand the vehicle and understand the process.
Yeah.
It kind of goes hand in hand with selling homes as well, which
Right.
I
No.
didn't know that at the time, but
Right.
I started figuring it out.
No. No. I mean, sales is sales, right? It's just a different product you're selling. Same
Absolutely.
concepts, same concepts. The sales cycle may be a little bit different. Obviously, real estate's usually a little bit slower of a sales cycle than someone buying a car, but sales is sales. So you join the Reigns group. You're there for 8 years. Kind of walk me through kind of coming back into the Columbus market and back into sales. Kind of what was it? Instant success at that point? Were you building up your sphere of influence as you're kind of like doing Keller Williams and team lead and things like that? Or can you walk me through those first couple of years of getting back into the sales side of things?
It's interesting. The path kind of, you know, I was very nervous about it. So getting those opportunities to being a dot loop trader and getting the opportunity of being a team leader, those were amazing. As I go back now, those were amazing networking opportunities I had. I was able to establish with a lot of agents just that I exist. Um,
Yeah.
I didn't realize how important that was, uh, because now, fast forward, going on. I guess we've been back since 2012, so 10 years selling. It was amazingly so important for me to have those relationships. I look at my buyers and sellers just as important as my co-oping agents. So
Hmm.
I think there's a lot of times I do things. I have agents that call me to this day. Hey, listen, you're the only one that I'm not afraid to ask a dumb question, because I've asked a million dumb questions. I don't have any air on making someone feel bad about that. And I
Sure.
guess I convey that well, because I do get a lot of those calls that they don't feel comfortable asking someone else about. So, great.
Yeah. So
So
you're
that
getting
part
back,
of it was there. Mhm.
and then just getting back into the sales side of
Yeah,
things. You just hit the
there
ground
you go.
running, or
No, I didn't. And so doing the dot loop thing, going into being a team leader, I was doing no sales at all. And that's really what made that decision when I had an opportunity to go for that larger team. I
yeah,
said, this is the only way I'm going to be able to, develop on a larger scale quickly. If not, it's going to take me double the time being an independent agent. So it was invaluable to me being with that large team, and
yeah,
just not only understanding the Ohio market, the Ohio real estate market, but also the sales side of it and how to set it up. And don't get me wrong, the rebellious part, I was the black sheep of the Reigns group. They hate when I say that, but I was. Um, I did not believe in staging. And I'm like, that takes too much time. And painting something, come on, let's just get it on the market, sell it. That was going into it. And now it's hysterical. Now I'm so OCD about it. Now I'm like, I've got 3 barns filled with staging stuff. I bought the van now. Like, I mean, the last 2 days, I've been in 2 different houses for 6-8 hours apiece,
Yeah.
making every inch detail perfection. And
Yeah.
hopefully Sandy's proud of me.
It probably had some influence on you for sure. But
Oh,
at
most
that time,
definitely.
in 2012, 2011, 2012, 2013, teams were a thing, but teams weren't the thing, right? That's when a
Correct.
lot, and I don't know, I can't speak before me, but just from people that I talked to, like, were there teams around in, 05, 06? Yes, there were teams around. But,
Mhm.
in my opinion, it really seemed to take off, around that 2011, 2012, 2013, to where that was like the thing that you were going to be doing. If you were a successful solo agent, you were then building a team, right? And
Right.
that's when the leads started taking off. I remember there's only
Right.
a handful of opportunities with CRMs and companies that even offered internet leads.
Right.
And I know you guys at the time were doing it, I believe, right? You guys
Oh,
were
yeah.
rocking internet leads.
Very heavily.
Were you guys doing Tiger leads or Boomtown?
We
I can't
did,
remember.
and we did both. We did
Yeah,
both.
yeah. See, when I tell
You
people
know,
that we copy, Ryan and I, we just copy people. We went out and saw what the top teams were doing at the time, and we said, okay, it works for
right?
them, it works for us.
And they were very gracious. They would meet with a lot of other people that would reach out to them, and they would share successes. And I
Yeah,
learned that as well. And I learned that kind of that concept of, you know, if an agent asks for help, the only way that we're going to keep the integrity of this business is is working together. Number one, show me what you're doing new, what's cutting edge, and then take someone that has gone in and chopped it. If you have questions, you're only as strong as your weakest link. And I do not, there's a part of me, and I hate to say it, but yeah, I got that stigma of a used car salesman. And I hated that stigma. But for me, and it's just me, I tried to make that the best experience possible in my realm. And I kind of had a cult following, repetitive business because of that. It's also easy marketing because I was the only girl there. Um, I look at that as real estate too. I think real estate is one of those things. Very easily could we get kind of that used car salesman title, or the attorney, the ambulance chaser. I know we teeter on that. So, and that's why the call is as much as I can get to it, I'm on that call, because I think that together we protect our industry, because we're protecting our clients, and because we're learning. And we, you don't want that bad rap.
yeah,
I don't want it. I don't want to see our
yeah,
colleagues have that bad rap either.
yeah. It's one of those things. I was just talking to Katie Antry, and I was just talking about that. A lot of people, agents, complain about our bar's too low, and we need to raise the standards and raise the bar. But yet there's still people out there that don't want
Absolutely.
to help, top producers that don't want to share, and help raise the industry levels. And at the end of the day, at least here in Columbus and Central Ohio, it's not like we live in some, small town out in the middle of nowhere where, there's maybe only 400 sales happening. We're not competing.
Right.
I can't even tell you if I've ever
We're really not.
competed with you on any listing, or anyone from Sandy's team, back in the day, right? Or whatever. So, so,
Right.
um, but yeah, you're spot on. It's just,
There is plenty of it to go around.
yeah, yeah.